Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. On this video, I'm going to be discussing the 7.4 rewards which have just come out. Additionally, I'm going to be going through my roster to show you my options for rank 4 depending on which class I get on the 3 to 4 gem. And additionally, this is just going to be a little bit of a follow-up to some other videos I've made this year, namely the one when the gifting rewards were first released, which was a little bit of a downer, and then one I made about a month ago when we first saw the leaks for the rewards for 7.4. The game has changed since then. In general, since gifting, players that do not spend a lot of money have been sort of promised ways to get more rank 4s and to get more materials, which is a definite good thing for me. This is through Karina's challenges, and these rewards from 7.4 looking pretty good for the first quarter of 2022. And then additionally, we saw the leaks come out, and the leaks were almost 100% accurate. But the biggest topic of discussion is, of course, that we have a class gem crystal for the 3 to 4 gem instead of it being just a generic where you can take any old rank 4 up of your roster of your choosing. So we're going to get to all that. I also want to just say briefly that I have seen some thumbnails pop up for other content creators making videos of this nature, and I specifically have not watched them yet because I really wanted this to be my own opinion. So if I do sound like I'm repeating stuff, it is because perhaps we just agree. I try to not, take in any of the information from other people, but I do actually plan, once I record this voiceover, to go back and listen to everybody else, because I do think there are a lot of very important opinions from people of different spending brackets and of different experiences in the game, and it's important to listen to everybody. So I guess the big question is, am I upset about this 3 to 4 gem being RNG based? And I think the short answer is no. And what I've come to realize since gifting has sort of like the dust has settled and the blood has stopped flowing from that, is that there's a bracket of players that will spend any amount of money to have the top prestige champs at the highest rank and get the most possible resources as possible to have 5 of them at the top of their profile. And for me, that's not the game Marvel Contest of Champions. I enjoy planning. I enjoy factoring in prestige at my ability level to get it. Like, I am not going to take up a SIG 20 champ to rank 4. Like, it's going to be a SIG 200 champ. It's going to be a champ that has good enough prestige that I am really setting things up for the long term. It doesn't have to be a Silver Surfer or Thor Ragnarok type where it's not going to help my account but has really good prestige. So, knowing all that, I am not upset that there are accounts who have the top 5 champions in the game prestige-wise, all rank 4. They're having a great time in the 1 through 5, the 1 through 10 bracket of AQ. I'm coasting around the top 45 bracket and still having a lot of fun in the game. What I felt like I was missing in December was a promise from Kabam that rank 4s for a player like myself were around the corner. Back when, rank 5 stars were coming out and rank 3 6 stars were coming out, content had already been leaked that were going to give players that weren't spending a chance to catch up in terms of having champs at that level. For example, Abyss of Legends came out in the January right after gifting, when the first rank 3s were starting to flow in for the spenders. There was a way, even if you didn't complete it right away, for somebody who was skilled, who knew how to grind, who knew how to get the resources and solve a map, to get a rank 3 that way. And it was a little delayed, but between Karina's challenges and 7.4 coming out, we do have that promise from Kabam. Now, I'm not going to have 5 rank 4s, but I will definitely have 2, and the third one will be pretty much right around the corner. And to me, that is enough of a promise from Kabam that I'm feeling good about the economy of the game again for now. Things are good for now. So now, in terms of it being class, because I didn't quite make this point yet, the reason I'm okay with that is because I'm no longer competing against those top of the top. I'm competing against my peers, and my peers are also getting the same class RNG based gem. basically the only people that ever got a 3 to 4 gem that was generic are massive whales. And they're not in my bracket. I'm not trying to compete with them. I'm just trying to be relevant among my friends and peers. And the cool thing about a class gem is we're going to see more of a variety of different looking accounts at the level that I play. Because, of course, everybody wants their Hercules, everyone wants their Dooms and things like that, the obvious prestige and ability choices. But who's to say that for your second rank 4, you will get the class that quote unquote you didn't want, and you're going to have to make a more creative decision. And for me, it actually relieves a little bit of pressure knowing that it's a class-based gem, because it's going to be able to help me hone in the decision a little bit tighter. If I had generic materials, first of all, there would be nothing interesting to open. Like when I finished Act 7, I would be opening a couple Nexus crystals, maybe a featured crystal, and then that's it. Everything else would be stuff that I knew I would get, that was guaranteed, except for like one awakening gem. But now I'm actually legitimately excited to get this crystal, to spin it out, and to just see what the roulette gives me in terms of class, because I do have decent options in every class, maybe 5 out of 6 I would say, to be a little bit more clear. But like, that's going to be exciting when we get that gem, when we see the class, and then the dominoes start to fall about what we do in terms of ranking champions up. And the cool thing is that everyone in my alliance, they're all going to get a variety of gems. And that's going to mean, not everyone is going to have the same 2 rank 4s, because somebody may get a class they didn't think of originally, and then they rank someone else up, and now we have a new champion for war attack or for defense or things like that. I think it's going to be more exciting that way. And I know other people may not agree with me there, but I am kind of enjoying the idea that, this isn't, I said this on Vega's stream when we were discussing this the other day. Your account in MCOC, it's not like planning your retirement where you want to have the most valuable resource and investment to set yourself up for the future. Like, you want that Hercules at the top of your account so that you have money for the rest of your life and can live on vacation and retirement. It's not that, it's a game. And you know what? If this is the example I used, if I get skill, there wouldn't have been a chance in hell that I ever brought Elsa Bloodstone up as my second rank 4 with a generic gem. Like, everything about me would be like, that doesn't make any sense. She's not as good as Hercules. She's not as good as Doom. She's my favorite champion. But now if I get a skill gem, it's going to be her, and we'll get to the champ selection soon, because she is my SIG 200 skill. I use her often. Her prestige is better than Nick Fury, so it's not phenomenal, but it's serviceable. And also, I think it would just be a total blast. And having that class gem, it kind of forces your hand is one way to look at it, but it also kind of creates a little bit of creativity for you to make decisions about your account that are unique to your account, so that not every account looks the same. So to me, I'm kind of excited about that. I am also excited that we do get a generic gem and 200 generic stones. There's absolutely no RNG related to that. You can literally take any unduped champ that you have, and with generic materials, not only take them to rank 3 with a 1 to 2 and a 2 to 3 gem, but also awaken them and SIG 200 them. That is immense. We've never seen that before. And that means that if you get the class gem of a class you don't have a ranked champion in, and then you pull that champion, if you wanted to go all in on that champion, you can. You have enough resources to make that happen. So anyway, those are my brief thoughts. In general, I'm feeling okay about it. I'm excited to open that gem crystal and see which class I get, because it is going to be kind of a wild moment of seeing who my second rank 4 is going to be before, there's no way to plan, because it's a 1 in 6 chance of getting each class. And to me, that's kind of fun. I think that's kind of cool. So let's go class by class. We're going to start with Mutant, and let's filter this here. Okay, so for Mutant, Apocalypse is already there, and I think it's a very clear decision for me that it's going to be Kitty Pryde. Now, there is a small chance of it being Archangel if things look like that's going to make a huge difference in war, and I'm running rank 4 Archangel and APOC. I mean, that would be pretty beastly, but at the same time, Kitty does have the prestige. I'll be able to take her to SIG 200. I think she speaks for herself. It's a really wise choice. It would definitely not be Sunspot. It may not be Namor yet because he's not sigged up, and I want to have a little bit of fun. So mutant is going to be Kitty. Moving on to the cosmic class, the options are looking like we have Surfer, we have Cosmic Ghost Rider, we have Hercules, we have Circe. Those are kind of all the options. It's probably going to just be Hercules. Not the most exciting choice because everyone has him, but you cannot deny that he is possibly the best champion in the game overall, or at least when it comes to just like blitzing through content, having the immortality, and having some resistances for the recoil tree masteries and other things. He just gets the job done. He's so powerful. He can just wreck stuff that he has no reason to be able to take. And having a rank 4, it would be a little bit of a cliche because so many people do, but I think if it's cosmic, there's no doubt. All right, so next up, we're going to go to the science class. Now, science, I think, again, I really only have one choice, and it's Spider-Man 2099. I've talked about it before. My science roster is just a little bit behind in general. I'm really missing some champions that are the total studs. Overseer would not get the call over Spider-Man 2099. I don't have Mr. Negative. He would definitely compete with Spider-Man 2099 because they do similar things but are just different characters. Someone like She-Hulk or I-Bomb, I'm not ready to commit to. Void would be absolutely insane, but he's not awakened, and I don't think I want to use all those generic resources on him. So yeah, a little bit to think about, but at the end of the day, Spider-Man 2099 makes a lot of sense. Now we go to skill, and again, I'm pretty set on this one. I think it would either be Kingpin or Elsa. And there's just something about generic gem and 200 stones into Kingpin when he's not even that good prestige. And the sig ability is important, but for most of the reasons I'm using him, he can survive at sig 0 or sig 20, to be honest. He would be an absolute tank. I am really interested to see more rank 4 Kingpins roaming around the world because he is an amazing champion. Better champ than Elsa Bloodstone for sure. But the thing is, Elsa Bloodstone is sigged up, and at the bottom line is she's my favorite champ in the game. I'm very comfortable with her. I think I'm able to take fights with Elsa that other people aren't just because I'm so comfortable with her, so it stretches her range a little bit so that she's more than just a utility champ. She's a lane clearer for me as well. She's a mini boss killer. So yeah, I think it would be Elsa. I would feel like the skill gem would give me permission to rank her, and that to me is pretty darn fun. Okay, next up, we're going to go to Mystic. And I think, again, there's no question here. It's going to be Dr. Doom. Tigra, of course, would be in a close second. And who's been making a lot of my war teams is Sorcerer Supreme lately. So that would certainly be interesting. But yeah, overall, Doom makes the most sense. He ticks the most boxes, and he is an incredible rank 4 to have, in my opinion. So that would make sense. And then the interesting one is Tech. Now, I think I have more tech rank 3s than any other class. Ghost, Mysterio, War Machine, Nebula, Ultron, Guillotine, and Warlock. I also have some really good champs, like those next few are quite good. Hulkbuster, Doc Ock, Punisher 99, all very good champs. I don't have the new Captain America. I don't have Omega Sentinel, Penny Parker, Guardian. Those are all very, very good champs. Nimrod, of course, would probably be a top choice. So I'm missing the obvious choices for the rank up for tech, right? So now we have a question. All of these champs don't have really good prestige except for kind of Warlock. And Warlock suffers from the same problem as Kingpin. I don't want to just use a gem and give him 200 generic stones. I feel like that's putting all the eggs in one basket, and it's not allowing me to have a more versatile roster because he's really good unduped. There are even times where you want the unduped one, so it's good to have a few of them. So then what it comes down to is, when it comes to who's the most fun, I think it might be Nebula for me, just because I think somehow I've become a little bit of like one of the community's main Nebula guys. And the funny thing is she doesn't really take a ton of skill to play. Like, you need to understand openings in her kit and all that stuff, but like she's just a massive nuke. And I'd be curious to see what she does at rank 4. Like, could she solo bosses in Alliance War by just like transferring the shocks over with a parry that doesn't stun them and stuff? I don't know, man. It would be pretty wild. So, I mean, that would definitely be a pretty interesting decision that I don't think I would make. which leads me probably to Ghost. And it's the same reason as Elsa. I do use Ghost fairly often when she's not banned. And additionally, she's either Sig 180 or Sig 200 right now. So, I mean, she is up there. And it really would make sense so that I could save the Sig Stones for another champion, maybe for a rank 3 that will eventually be a rank 4. And then having a rank 4 Ghost is a very, very powerful weapon. So that kind of sums up who they are. It's like I almost kind of want to get the skill one just so we can rank Elsa. But I do think, practically speaking, getting Mystic or Cosmic would probably be the best case scenario, because Doom and Hercules were my top 2 choices initially. But getting Kitty Pryde up as well would be pretty fun. Having 2 mutants as rank 4s would be absolutely crazy. But yeah, so that's going to be my decision-making process. I don't think I'm going to be able to do 7.4 right away. I am kind of focusing on Karina's challenges, trying to get that profile picture and utilize my resources there. So I think timing wise, 7.4 is probably going to come together for me in mid-April. But either way, it is right around the corner, and I'm looking forward to it a little bit as well. The content itself should be pretty fun, as well as the rewards. So let me know what you think. Who are your choices? Do you agree or disagree with me about the rewards in general? And how do you feel about the game after seeing those released rewards? Those are all things I'm very interested in. I'm very interested in listening to as many people as possible. And with that, I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.